Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to
Ranger Danger.
Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Go, go, Ranger Danger! Matt and Michael's Ranger Danger!
Welcome once again to the Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger podcast. This is the podcast where we're the master of puppets and we're pulling your strings, twisting your mind, and smashing your dreams. My name is Matt.
Are we doing that?
My name's Tim.
Are we?
Are
Are we
we-
smashing dreams?
Yeah,
Do we want to do that?
it creates more dreams.
Little splintery dream shards.
Okay, sure. I'm Michael, by the way.
Look, if I'm increasing the number of dreams by volume, that sounds like a good thing to me.
Same volume.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, no, that's fair.
You're
But
just
by
increasing
quantity.
the number of dreams.
Yes.
Number of distinct.
Many smaller dreams.
But I mean, maybe that means that dreams are more accessible to more people. It's like dream communism.
Dreamunism.
If we were one of those podcasts, this would be dream communism, I think.
Just for the audience's sake,
Yeah.
you mean a podcast that has episode titles that are based on phrases we say during the recording?
Yeah, I figured they heard last week's episode when we were talking about it.
Can't assume.
Last week's episode, good for the penis, bad for education.
Or 1/16th pachinko head. I haven't decided.
In brackets. Both.
Okay, we're not smashing dreams. Well, we might be smashing dreams.
Who knows?
But we are also talking about Power Rangers.
Yeah, episode 142 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that is entitled Master Vile and the Metallic Armor, Part the Second.
Yeah. So the first part was
Fine.
fascinating. I don't have any predictions for this. Like, I've got no guess at all what this second part could be.
I mean, I feel like the Zeo Crystal is going to factor in some way.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand what the goals are everyone will be working towards. I don't know how they're going to drag it out for 2 episodes instead of resolving it. And I don't know what progress will be made. Like, I don't know if Master Vile goes away at the end of this 3-parter or if he sticks around. I know nothing about Zeo, so he might be here for a long time.
My question is, what is the deception in the Caves of Deception?
That's also a good
Because
question.
I think that's what we're going to find out this week.
I feel like you're giving them way too much credit.
I reckon it's going to be disappointing. But I think there'll be an answer.
I suspect it's just going to be a name.
You think they're just going to be caves?
They're just caves.
All right, well, this is going to be an interesting one. I kind of hope they are.
There's also one thing that I've been waiting for this whole season that I'm starting to worry I just made up in my head.
Right.
But I'm hoping we get there by the end of this 3-parter.
It wasn't the shark cycles.
Guy, I wish I'd only made those up.
Okay, no.
Although if I had made those up, I'd be very disappointed in myself. So,
Yeah, they're disappointing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's something you remember, maybe.
yes.
Is it possible it's part of Zeo?
No.
Okay, so it's either in the next 4 episodes.
Yes.
Could it be in Alien Rangers?
Yes.
Okay, so it's in the next, bunch of episodes.
Yep.
Or you made it up completely.
That's right.
Interesting. Okay, so before we get to that, Tim, you came on the podcast a couple of weeks ago.
I did.
And explained oil prices.
It's what they might
Can
call
you-
a cameo visit.
Can you perform oil prices for those listeners who are still confused?
Oil prices?
Now, I dispute that is a joke.
It's only joke.
So
It's all joke.
Tim believes that it is 0% setup, 100% punchline.
Ideal
So
joke.
we asked people to write in, and I thought I'd share just some opinions that our listeners have.
I'm looking
This is-
forward to validation.
This is an email from Brian, who said, I feel like even if it wasn't a joke, you've discussed it so much that now it's an inside joke.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate your input.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here is a tweet from Corbin.
Ah, hey, Corbin, we like
oil,
Corbin.
Hashtag oil prices is a joke.
Yep.
But it's more of a zinger / that's what she said.
Is it? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, personally.
I'm not sure, but I appreciate Corbin's controversial opinion.
Okay.
Okay. A tweet from Dash. Hashtag...
Wait. Dash Render?
No, not Dash Render. Because Dash Render, A, doesn't exist, and B, sucks.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa!
Dash Rendar sucks. That's not even a controversial opinion.
You suck. Dash Rendar's awesome.
Matt, can you please explain for our listeners who Dash Rendar is?
Yeah, he has a cool ship from the Star Wars.
Okay, there you go.
There
mate.
it is.
I think it's called the Outrider.
I don't know because Dash Rendar sucks.
No, he doesn't. He's cool. He's like Han Solo, but with less Han Solo.
Cool.
He's so cool.
You've definitely sold him, Matt. Okay, this is a tweet from not Dash Rendar.
Yep.
I laughed for hours when Tim told this great joke.
Thank
Hey!
you, Dash. Thank
Now-
you so much.
Yeah.
I'm worried. Were you
I've
at
got to be
work?
honest,
Were you in the car?
that seems like overkill.
If
mate.
symptoms persist, please see a doctor.
This one is a tweet from Jade.
Mm-hmm.
So I get the joke, agree it's a joke, but it's not like super funny. It's more a humorous cultural reference.
I respect that, Jade. I think that's very fair and balanced.
And this is a tweet from Metal Husband. Oil prices is not a joke, but it is funny. But I think that's mostly Tim's commitment to it.
You know what, Metal Husband? I love that also. That means a lot to me.
Look, I think there's just a lot of general support for oil prices.
I think on the whole we can establish that it is a joke in one way or another.
Yep.
And it may or may not be funny.
Yep.
Either way, it has brought enjoyment to people.
It's our most emailed about, texted, tweeted about hashtag.
You're welcome.
No, it's not.
Oh, other than the one that we don't say its name.
Yes.
But more so than Jump Michael Log. Is it okay if Michael eats breakfast?
Well, we got a fair few responses for that.
Hashtag Michael do a backflip.
No, a lot of people bring it up in Facebook comments.
Okay. Alright. We've had a lot of interesting hashtags. We like
Oh,
hashtags.
you guys need better hashtag naming. I'm going to help you out with that.
Okay. Do you want to just give us a hashtag right now?
No, they come naturally. They come in the moment.
You got to
can't-
respect the process.
Can't force a hashtag.
Okay.
Please. No wonder you've got, is it okay for Michael to eat breakfast? Who the fuck's tweeting that?
One or two people.
Right, one or two. Unlike the 4 or 5 who tweeted about hashtag oil prices.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk about this week, I got franked.
You got deep franked.
I'm not comfortable with that.
Deep franked.
So Jason David Frank was in town
Yep.
a couple of weeks ago, and I briefly met him. I got something signed. It was an interesting experience. I
Yeah.
don't really have... I saw his panel. It's interesting. He's very bouncy around. Like, not literally, physically.
No, jump around. Get up, get down.
Not like... Definitely not like that.
Just be clear.
But like lots of take the question, answer something else. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the question. What was the question? It was very interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any questions that I can answer.
Did he have crazy eyes?
I mean, they're a little crazy.
Okay.
He seems very nice in person.
Yeah. Cool.
I wish he and Austin St. John would just like make up. Just like shake hands.
The thing is, I respect people's... They're allowed to have differences.
Sure.
And like, it's just because we're fans of their television program that they did.
No, they have to be best friends.
Okay.
That's my demand.
I was wrong.
Look, my grandfather is still... Do you know the Governor General who did the Whitlam dismissal?
Yes.
John Kerr.
Yeah.
My grandfather doesn't like John Kerr.
Yeah.
Not because he liked Gough Whitlam. He didn't like Gough Whitlam. But in 1959, in John Kerr's role as some sort of lawyer, he insulted my grandfather's brother.
And that stuck for 50 years?
He's
You bet.
still bitter about it.
Wow.
Like, deeply, fundamentally cross about it.
Is it because John Kerr is clearly a bad alias for the Joker?
No, that's Joe Kerr.
I said it, a bad alias, not a good
okay.
one. Like,
Okay.
he refined the process and got to Joker.
Are you suggesting to me that John Kerr, who is the Joker,
Yes.
No, who's
caused
the Joker?
Whitlam the Joker. Why did the Joker cause the Whitlam
No, the
dismissal?
Jonker.
Did you say why did the Joker cause the Whitlam dismissal?
Yes.
Because he's fucking evil. Michael, Jesus.
Sorry, for our listeners, the Whitlam dismissal is something that happened in the 80s that is basically
In Australia.
basically the only exciting thing to ever happen in Australian politics.
Yeah, pretty much. That and Harold Holt going missing.
Oh yeah, Harold Holt is the best story. Have we told the listeners about Harold Holt?
Maybe, I don't know. We're not really a history podcast, so I can't guarantee that it's come up.
Everybody Google Harold Holt.
Basically, imagine if one day Barack Obama went to the beach and then you never saw him again.
And he just went missing.
And then we named a public swimming pool after
Which
him.
seems nasty in retrospect.
Because we're the best country in the world.
Yeah.
He was taken by sharks or the Russians or the Chinese.
Or he just got shitty with being the Prime Minister and
Faked his death.
Faked his death. Huh?
I mean, it's possible. In
Ah.
China, with the Chinese.
Why? Why China?
I don't know, because we don't like China. for
That
some
might
reason.
be...
Hey, speak for yourself,
Not
son.
we,
Oh.
racists.
Might be one of the longest swims you could imagine, though.
No, we got in a submarine.
I thought that was Japanese submarines.
Maybe it was the Japanese, I don't know.
You're such a bad racist.
I find it hard to keep track of who we hate and why. Because all the reasons
Michael,
are
we
dumb.
hate all of them because they're different. It's so easy.
It is the simplest thing, yeah.
Well, maybe we should leave the EU then.
It's too soon for that sort of joke, Michael.
Brexit.
No, Oxford.
Oxford.
Accent. Yeah, I feel like we have to get in it before we can get out of it.
Yeah, sure.
Hashtag oil prices.
I mean, we're in Eurovision. That's all there is, right?
Well,
Basically.
Donnie M's in Eurovision.
Yeah, that's representing Australia.
Yeah, but you didn't go, did you?
I could.
Credit taker. Could you? Can you get tickets to Eurovision?
I don't know. I know nothing about Eurovision.
Hashtag Eurovision.
I mean, there's an audience there, right?
Yeah,
A significant
so
one. Surely
someone
goes.
gets
Yeah. I mean, Europe's pretty big, though.
Yeah.
It's a small Eurovision comparatively to Europe.
Do you think the reason they finally let us in Eurovision is they knew Britain was going to leave the EU?
Oh, dude, if we can get into the EU in Britain's place, I
would
am
be so
all
great.
about
I
that.
don't even particularly care about being in the EU.
Yeah,
It'd
but
just
like
be
so
good
many
to stick
easy
into.
trips to Belgium now, you know what I mean?
All I want is to be able to travel Europe without it being a
Yeah, I
pain.
mean, all country borders are stupid.
Yes.
Like, guys, come on. I'm sorry, I'm angry about the world. That's
I
the-
was legitimately upset.
Yeah. It's just dumb.
Like, largely because I wasn't expecting it. I thought...
No one was literally, even the people who voted to leave weren't expecting it.
Yeah. It's messed up.
It is messed up.
And that's not something that they can fix now.
No,
They've
well,
just done
they
it.
can, because they cannot leave. But that'll upset at least 40% of the country.
Yeah.
Seems worth it.
I mean,
Some things don't need to be voted on.
yeah, like gay rights or whether or not you're part of the EU.
Yeah. And like, what worries me most about it is it's the same sort of nationalistic sentiment.
Yes.
There's leading to things like Donald Trump and some shitty things happening here in Australia.
By the way, Americans listening, fix that shit. Everybody thinks you're dumb. Just stop it. I don't care. Just stop.
To their credit, he does
No.
have like a 80% like strongly disapprove.
I mean, that's fair. But then he shouldn't be allowed to be almost maybe in charge.
Yeah, but like, it's not like anyone in America right now, outside of Republicans who voted in the primaries, can do anything about that right now.
I mean, they could just punch him in the face.
No,
I
Michael.
don't know if that's how that works.
Let's
It
not.
should be.
No, let's not advocate
I'm not
that.
saying shoot him. I'm just saying if someone punched Donald Trump in the face,
If someone punched Donald Trump in the face, he'd be like, "See, they're out to get me. You should." It would embolden him, Michael.
yeah, but he'd have been punched in the face.
No, violence isn't the answer. You've watched too much Power Rangers.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not punching my grandmother in the face.
No, you just try to punch world leaders.
Arguably more serious a problem than punching your gran.
I don't know. One of them is much more likely to happen.
Okay, so is that it?
Yeah, that's been Politics Corner.
So depressing.
Does it feel like the world's going to end?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, it's always kind of felt like that, but it feels like we're just running at it and everyone's hoping that we're going to stop, but not actually trying to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like climate change, right? Like, it seems like something that if we were going to stop it, we would have started by now.
Yeah,
And
but-
we're just giving up. It was kind of riding out the end of the world.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's going
So
to
that'll
great.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Good
gonna
luck,
be great.
everybody.
I'm looking forward to there being no pasta.
I'm not.
Me too. Fuck pasta.
I love fuck.
Hashtag
Why?
fuck
I
pasta.
know, right? It's going to be the worst. That was a sarcastic looking forward to.
Oh. Okay. Don't say that about pasta, man. That's all I got left.
Oh, boy. Okay.
RangerDangerPodcast.com, at RangerDcast on Twitter for Twitter tweets.
What's the hashtag?
It's too early. Come on.
You need a subject to hashtag about.
Okay.
You got to hashtag something.
Hashtag about. Tell me what we should hashtag.
RangerPodcast@gmail.com, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Google+, RangerPodcast.com/shop.
Oh, rangeagepodcast.com/family feud.
Nice
If you
one.
haven't filled that survey out already, we're doing Family Feud for our 3-year anniversary. It'd be great if we could get your survey responses.
Yeah. Let's go watch an episode of television. Master, Vile, and the Metallic Armor Part 2 right now after the break. Beep, boop, beep, boop.
This show...
It's a strange one.
Sure is.
Was this episode like 60 minutes long?
I
Felt like it.
I think it just returned to the kingdom. Like it ended and then ended and then ended and then it ended.
Mm.
It did not need to do that. It could have just ended.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in due course on this episode of Ranger Danger.
They know what they're listening to. We break to watch the episode, but they just hear a beeps and then...
I know. I had this mug of mocha in my Ranger Danger mug available from rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop, and I feel like the appropriate way to phrase that after or just before sipping from it.
Fair enough.
That was fair.
Okay, so the Blue Glover is still destroying the city.
Yep.
And the Shogun Megazord's power is just gone.
Yep.
But Billy uses the remote to check the Ninja Megazord.
Sure does.
And that's still all good, so they go and get into that.
No dramas.
This is an interesting dynamic where they've got like 2 Megazords
That they can use.
that they can use at once. I mean, previously we had like the White Tiger or the Dragon Sword.
Yeah.
But those were like single Zords that transformed.
Yes, they weren't Megazords.
These are like 2 Megazords.
Yep.
It's interesting. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like, how are they controlling the other one?
With
With
the
the
little
remote.
bird.
But like, it doesn't even have 4 buttons on it. How do they control a whole Megazord?
Complex algorithms, man.
With their minds.
I would have been more comfortable if like 3 of them had gotten in one and 3 of them had been in the other.
Yeah, I get that.
But that's fine. So back on the moon.
At least the fucking things have controls, unlike in Dino Charge, where they're just controlled by Connect
Mine.
or something.
Yeah, mine.
Like a Wii?
Well, yeah,
It's the
a
future-
Wiimote.
It's the future, man. You don't need a controller. So, Kat promised Rita and Zed that she wanted to be evil. So, they require a test.
Yeah.
What's this machine called?
The Revilator?
No one knows.
Revilatron?
Lord Zed's enunciation isn't great.
He doesn't have skin, so, like,
And
fair enough.
It's not a straightforward name either.
No.
So, anyway, it's like a little like pipe that
Yep.
you stand in, and then there's a board that goes from good to really evil.
Yeah, it goes good,
Mean.
mean, cruel, evil, really evil.
Which are, as everyone knows, the 5 steps.
5 stages,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it turns out it's not a tester. It's just, it only works on people who were once evil, and it makes them evil again.
It replaces any remaining good in them with evil.
And you can tell, because you can see their evil levels rise.
It fills them up like a progress bar.
From toe to skull.
Yep, glowing red evil.
Evil like heat rises.
But you're not evil until you're completely covered in evil.
Well, until the process is finished.
Yeah.
And you can get that evil sucked up by a vacuum cleaner or a Zeo crystal, whatever's handy.
Look, we'll get to that. I think the interesting thing about this is the whole point of this is to be a distraction, but
He just hangs out the
he stands there for
whole time.
so much of it.
Yeah.
Like, he could already be, given how long we see it take him, he could
Go and
basically
come
be
back,
back
yeah.
by now. But
Anyway,
I have
not great at
I
planning.
have so many things to say about the Caves of Deception, too.
We'll
But
get there.
Let's get to those. So, Lord Zed does manage to sense Tommy, because he's got a ranger sense, much like horses.
Yes.
Um,
no. Horses can sense horses, not rangers.
Yeah, well, sure. You know, he's got a 6th sense, like horses do.
Okay.
Not
Anyway.
necessarily a horse's 11th sense, but
But he says, like, it'll be fine because... Sorry.
What's 6 through 10 for horses?
so seeing, smelling, hearing,
Yep.
touching,
Yep.
Tasting.
tasting are the 5.
Yep.
Then there's a sense of honesty,
Yep.
a sense of justice,
That's true of horses. That is true.
proprioception,
Ooh, what does that do?
That's the one where you know where your
knowing
limbs
where your
are.
limbs are in space.
Ah, do we have that?
Yeah.
Fuck. So we all had the sixth sense.
Yeah.
There's an electromagnetic sense.
Yep.
There's
That's how they knew about earthquakes.
a sense of responsibility,
hmm
and then there's a sense of other horses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The 11 secret herbs and senses.
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
No, you're welcome. No
I
worries.
I learned a lot about horses just
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, no, any time.
But like a lot of when you said it, it also like, oh yeah,
If
that makes sense.
horses I'm not sure horses do have a sense of justice.
Well, I mean, whether or not they do the right thing is up to them.
Sure, and I
And
guess
it also like, who's to say that your sense of justice is right, and it is not different from theirs?
Yeah, man.
So
I
trying
watched
to,
this great movie on the weekend called V for Vendetta. You should check it out.
no one ever.
it's a pretty good movie.
It's not good.
Said Natalie Portman on the press, but she didn't mean it.
Pretty good.
No, it's a good book, and it's a half not terrible adaptation of a good book.
It's a pretty good movie.
Go back and watch it. It does not hold up.
Okay. Alright. Is that because the world has become that movie? And
Kind of.
it's no longer chillingly prescient. It's just slightly not as interesting as what's actually happening.
Yeah, it's just not as real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's a really interesting beat in this conversation that Lord Zed has with Kat that will never be properly explored on this show, where Lord Zed says, yeah, the force field will destroy me, but Tommy was evil once as well. It'll probably destroy him. Zordon didn't mention that, did he? And, like, that's fascinating.
Like,
The idea-
no, he didn't.
The idea, but, like, maybe he knows it'll blow him up, but maybe he thinks it'll also blow up the Zeo crystal, and, like,
And he's willing to make that
like,
sacrifice.
or maybe he's not sure, but he couldn't say he wasn't sure because Tommy wouldn't do it, and he needs Tommy to do it.
There's definitely a version of this show where Zordon is much more like Professor X, and
Yes.
is much more of a dick.
Just
for the
morally
right reasons.
ambiguous.
Yeah, which would be interesting.
Yeah, for a head in a tube.
He's not that in the movies either, which is kind of disappointing.
No.
But in the comics, he's like kind of a bastard.
Yeah, Professor X is a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Graduating between a bit of a dick to a lot of a dick, depending on who's writing him, really.
Yeah. There's a lot of dick changing going on there.
I'm not comfortable with that.
Well, I mean,
So,
yeah.
nothing in this cave, as Zordon says to Tommy, is what it appears to be.
Now, you guys were skeptical,
Look, to be fair, I will say I was completely wrong about this.
and there was some deception involved.
There's
in
a
the
lot of
cave
deception.
Now, here's the thing, right? Tommy hears Zordon say, nothing in this cave is what it appears to be.
Yep.
And proceeds to believe that everything is what it appears to be.
Dumb.
So Goldar shows up.
Yep.
I'll give him this,
Yeah.
right? It's reasonable for Goldar to go down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even when I saw it, I was like, okay, this could be the start of the deception, or
It could just
there
be
might
Goldar.
be no deception and he might just fight Goldar. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then he tries to fight Goldar, and Goldar's kind of like a hologram. So, fine. Legitimate deception. Time for the second room. By the way, all the caves on the moon filled with that smoke.
Yeah.
It's like
It's everywhere.
rats. You can't get it
Pollution,
back.
man. It's bad. It's
It's
getting bad. on the
So,
moon.
the
It's
other
bad, but it's low, so it's fine.
the other Rangers show up, or the ones who want Earth, and they say, and they
Yes,
say
okay.
like, "Hey, the fight's over and we lost," and Master Val said like, "We'll be fine and all of our families will be fine, but we have to get the Zeo crystal for him."
Which is bleak.
Yeah.
It really, truly is.
I'll spare you and your families.
The line delivery on that kind of sells it as well,
Yeah.
which is impressive.
And then Tommy's like, "Huh, that's a bit of a bummer. Wait, you guys you'd never do that." And then the Green Ranger shows up, and he's like, "No, they joined Master Vile." And then,
At what point is he supposed to be like, Good point, Green Ranger. I guess Yumi is right about the truth here. This isn't a deception.
And so then they start running at him, and he drops into like a karate stance, which I guess is fair. They could be still defenses,
Yeah.
but they're just a hologram. And then he doesn't even make it around the corner before.
Genuinely, he does not turn the bend. I mean, because around the corner is the edge of the soundstage, so...
And then Rita and Kat show up.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the pitch here? Is it Kat is evil and he's never going to win, so he might as well give up?
Something. I mean, I'm super confused about what these deceptions are supposed to achieve.
Yeah.
And, like, it seems like they can't hurt him.
Yeah.
They're doing a pretty piss-poor job of convincing him of anything.
Yeah, I mean, Goldar's not going to scare him off at the very least. The other Rangers said they still have to get the crystal, so that's urging him in that direction.
Yeah.
Is
This cave has to sort out its priorities.
Maybe
That's
this
what I'm
is one
saying.
of the deceptions.
I mean,
There is no deception, it's the real deception.
Yeah.
in fairness, the Caves of Deception seem to have been the Caves of Deception before the Zeo Crystal was seated in there.
Right.
So they're just caves where holograms come and tell you lies.
Okay, so it's just deceptions
And
for
there's-
deception's sake.
Yeah, and there's something else going on there. Like, the cave isn't conspiring against Tommy any more than it's conspiring for or against anything else. It's just projecting falsehoods.
It's just in it for deception. I get that. I can, yeah, appreciate that.
All right. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Master Vile is in his skull ship flying around.
Because why
Amazing.
not?
Well, I don't know that we mentioned last week. It's a skull flying spaceship, but it's got like bat wings almost.
Well, that's like
coming
his
out of
head.
it.
Yeah, it's his head.
Yeah, it's like it's his skull. It's not
Yeah,
just
a skull.
a human skull. And he seems to be controlling the body of the blue globber.
Yes.
Like he's not 1-to-1 all the time.
But a lot of the time.
But when it attacks, he's like choosing
Directing
the
those
attacks.
movements.
That could be it, or he could just be getting really into following the action.
Right.
It's hard to tell.
That's fair. He's like, yeah, punch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick him.
This is a fine little bit of fight work. Like they do some actual, they trade punches and like duck
Yeah.
and stuff.
It's okay.
You haven't seen some of the shit we've been putting up with.
I have, but like, how proud are we going to be of average? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, compared to the actual average that we've been seeing,
Yeah.
oh, it's been pretty rough, Tim. So, Tommy now finds the cave with the crystal. Or is it?
Dun dun dun.
It is.
It is.
Ah.
It is.
No,
that's not a deception.
Again, the deceptions were pretty clearly defined and pretty rubbish. So
So, Kat shows up, and Tommy says, well, I'm not falling that again. And Kat's like, no, I wasn't sure if you'd show up, so I escaped. And Tommy's like, oh, it's really you. Buddy.
what I like about the deceptions here, though, is that they do kind of ramp up in duration, if nothing else.
They're definitely getting slightly more convoluted.
Yeah.
Like, the first one was...
I'm Goldar. No,
Rah.
yeah.
The second one was, it's your friends, everything went wrong. The third one was, alright, everything didn't go wrong, but you should still stop. And this one is, no, it's great, I'm super real. And then, oh look, it's Master Vile over there. But he can't get the crystal, so...
Yeah, it's another, like, the deception seemed to be trying to provoke him to attack Master Vile. But then he's like, oh no, I should wait to see if it's a deception
But
or not.
also, to what end?
Yeah, but it wouldn't make any difference if he
Because-
attacked Master Vile.
He's the only one down there.
Yeah.
And then also, Cat is a deception, but okay. Like, at no point am I shocked by whether or not something's a deception. It's just everything he encounters is a deception in the Caves of Deception.
Yeah, they didn't really take the opportunity to do something real and have that be shocking.
Yeah.
Like, that's the natural extension of that scene, right?
Yeah.
Goldar shows up again, and he's like, he turns his back because he's just like,
I
forget
don't care,
it.
you're
Yeah.
a deception.
And then he just
Yeah.
gets punched in the back of the head. Yeah.
That's the only way to play that, and they didn't do it.
Nope.
It really isn't. Alright. So, he goes to grab the Zeo Crystal, and everything starts shaking. He was evil, and we get a flashback. Remember when he was evil?
I do. We get flashbacks to my favourite scene of the entire series.
He's pulling the panel out.
No.
124 episodes ago.
When he kicks in the back door of the Megazord.
Ah, yes.
And sucker punches them in the back of the head. It's the best. And it's cool seeing the old Megazord again.
Yeah.
You know? It's
I
like,
missed it.
I missed it too, strangely enough. I didn't love it. But there it is.
Yeah.
But then we see a lot of shots of him as the White Ranger fighting that one specific monster that was like a weird gross marble thing.
Yeah.
I guess they had some footage.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one... Like,
I mean, they have
that's-
footage of everything they've
that's
shown
not-
so far.
You
That's-
don't know that, though.
That's true.
Like,
They burned
on
it.
that day, who knows where they could get.
That's not like a particularly heroic White Ranger thing. And they've been pushing him as the cool one for so long that, like,
You'd have something.
you'd have to have something. Maybe that was just like the tape that they had out.
Yeah.
Here,
they had-
splice this one in.
They had like shelves of video and one that was on the desk already.
Yeah,
so they took that one.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could get an old one, but
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe that episode was like written by the guy who wrote this one, and he gets an extra check somehow if they play it
If they
from
use
that.
his footage
And he's
again,
like,
yeah.
he's fighting Face Stealer. Remember that one, guys? That was the most important thing he's ever done. Definitely make sure you use this episode.
It's an extra $5.70 for him in royalties.
Oh yeah, rolling in it.
It's like 2 Snickers.
Okay, so now he's got the crystal. Basically, home stretch, right?
Teleports back up to the moon castle.
Yep, Cat's nearly full of evil,
Oh.
but he just sucks it into the Zeo crystal,
Straight up like a vacuum cleaner.
and then also grabs the Falcon sword.
I did like that bit. It's just, it's a pretty boss moment for Tommy.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Let's just take.
I've got this. I need that too. We're out of here. See you later.
I kind of want to just like walk over and take Rita's stuff as well. It's like, you know what? Taking this as well.
How do you like that?
Yeah.
Teleports out.
And like kicks Lord Zed in the shins, then teleports away.
Teleports back in.
Doesn't it?
Teleports behind them, like on all fours behind him. He stumbles backwards and trips over, and then they leave.
Oh, I wish.
And then just like occasionally, every couple of weeks, just teleports and stands in the corner for a bit until they notice.
And then teleports away.
Like, you don't see, but later when they go to the bathroom, he's just written Power Rangers rule on the mirror.
Yeah. Mood Monsters draw.
Oh, alright, so now he's got the Falcon Sword. We get the Falcon Sword back on the Ninja Megazord.
Yep.
And it's basically all over. It's time for them to just take out the green globber.
Yeah.
The blue globber.
They do their wolf ape flying punch, canvas picture kick
Sure did.
punch.
So at this point, I have written in my notes, wait, this is a 3-parter. Because the episode, if this was a 2-parter,
He's dead. Job done.
job done, right?
Yeah.
End of episode. Master Vile's still around, but I see no reason why he shouldn't be.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, you're all good.
no.
No.
Master Vile has Ninja still. Remember that?
I mean, yeah, I do remember that, and I'm thrilled that it made an appearance.
Yeah, that they remember that is impressive.
Yeah.
So, he he's drained Ninja's energy.
Yep.
And he puts Ninja's armor on Globber.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
It is horrifying.
Finally, you know what I mean? I'm impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, so he resurrects Globber stronger than ever.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's actually Ninja's armor, because Ninja's still there.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's his essence.
It's a reflection of Ninja. Yeah.
And he's got Ninja's sword, which he uses against them, and Ninja's fireball attack, which he uses against them.
And Ninja's visor, which covers about 1/26th of his head. Which is like...
His pachinko head.
I
About 1/16th of it. Hashtag 1/16th pachinko head.
think it's a great touch.
Yeah, it's just...
It's really nice.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
And especially, as far as I could tell briefly, this is from an otherwise relatively standard episode of Kaku Ranger.
Right.
So, a Monster of the Week episode about a monster that drains Ninja's powers. But, that's
yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
But to use it here, really sells that monster.
It is
really
a
effective.
good use of the footage.
Yeah.
So good work, guys.
So, but there's another problem as well, because they start to fight back, and they finally got the Shogun Megazord back up, so 2 of them against the others, like, you know, this is a position we can work in.
Definitely.
But Ninja's chained up on top of a building, and every time they hit the monster, Ninja gets hurt. It takes them an embarrassingly long time to figure out what's going on.
It does take about 6 punches.
In fairness, Ninja was really small on the top of a building, and they're like in a giant robot having a fight.
Yeah, but it's not them not seeing him. They see what's happening to him and just don't figure it out for about 6 punches.
It's like
Yeah,
they're
that's
going,
true.
wow, every time we attack, it's like he gets attacked. And he looks like Ninja. Let's punch him again.
It's like a comedy beat from a very broad comedy action film.
Yeah. So
But-
anyway, that's
Played seriously.
weird and interesting. So they can't fight back. What are they going to do?
Nothing, stand there.
No, they're going to have the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
Megazords collapse. They bail out into a back alley. Things are getting pretty serious. Now, Master Vile gets rid of the Megazords. He doesn't destroy them, but he does teleport them away.
To another galaxy, apparently? A lost galaxy?
Probably not.
Oh.
The interesting thing is, Tommy kept the Zeo Crystal somewhere safe in the back of the Falcon Zord.
Sure did.
So,
Do you want to pop by the command center, maybe drop that thing off?
this is interesting because
Nah, we can teleport, so it'll take us 0 time, so we won't bother.
it's played like Master Vile doesn't know it's there.
Yeah.
But presumably he does know where the Megazords have been sent to because he did it.
Yes.
So they have to get to those Megazords before he figures out where the Zeo Crystal is. That's going to be interesting.
And Masterval talks like, oh, thank you for getting the Zero Crystal for me. You can see it's not on them.
Yeah.
Surely it should take him 2 seconds to at least check.
Okay, so between the moon and here, they were just in the giant robots. I guess... they'll be fine. Get rid of the giant robots. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Globber.
Blue Glover.
I keep getting auto-corrected to Clobber. So,
That's fair.
the blue Globber starts now draining the Power Rangers' energy.
Oh no!
And Master Vile comes down to gloat and
Yep.
then just teleports away. And
Seems fair.
so, all right, they still have the metallic armor, so they activate.
Sadly.
Yes.
They activate that, and it's the least impressive thing this show has ever done.
Yeah.
I was so ready to have the metallic armor not appear, and then for us to be able to be like, oh, why you have it in the title if you're not going to use it? But I'm more sad that they did come back and use it.
Sure. But then they're still getting the shit kicked out of them. But then they're like, we've all got a bit of power left. Billy says, maybe if we all try and work together.
Yeah, cool, man. What is this? Day 2? Come on.
No, literally week 2, they learned about teamwork. They've been working together for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
They
just...
don't even actually work together.
Yes, they do, mate. They all stand up together and then they're all shiny together.
Listeners, I'm flipping Michael off right now. You can't see that.
So that takes Globber down, but he's not out.
Yeah.
But it's enough for them to run away.
They actually just shine at him.
Yeah, of course.
And it shines away his arms?
There's a Dazzler of the Power Rangers universe.
No, that's
But
insulting
worse.
to Dazzler.
But worse,
Yeah.
So then, that could be the end of the episode.
But no, there's much more end.
Okay, so on the Skull ship, they're having a party.
Yep.
Obviously.
I'm fine with that as the end of the episode. That makes, like, we've seen that before in the wedding, I think.
Yeah.
It's
And maybe one other time. They like dancing.
Yeah,
I get that.
it's-
I like dancing.
it's a good way to cap this act 2. Everything's as bad as it can be.
Absolutely.
Because the villains are celebrating.
Yep.
And then it ends again. So now we're at the juice bar where Bulk and Skull have brought saddles, but not horses, to Ernie.
Presumably they'd taken them off the horses,
But-
but that's dumb.
Why did they obtain saddles from a separate place that they got horses from?
No, well they rode the horses back and then took the saddles off, you idiot.
What, like taking the keys from the car so no one can
Yes.
steal the horses?
Yes.
When you put it like that, it actually makes a certain amount of sense.
Or more
You
actually,
know you could ride a horse without a saddle.
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, well...
I don't think Bulk and Skull could.
And it would be fair to say that they don't think other people could as well.
And it would also be fair to say that getting that horse wrangler on for another episode would have been far too costly.
Yeah.
So the saddles are a nice reminder that they rode the horses there at all.
So Ernie says something which is interesting. He says, "What are you guys doing out? There's a monster alert on."
I like that.
Yeah.
Which, first of all, finally answers the question of, like, how does this city deal with constant monster attacks? Second of all, okay, Ernie, but you're just
Why
out
are
the
you
back
out
sweeping.
sweeping?
Like,
Well, it's easy to sweep when no one's around.
but he's so not fussed about
Yeah, because
it.
it happens all the time.
But he's fussed enough about it to be like, hey, what are you guys? Come on, don't be out while there's a monster.
I mean, yeah, if there was like an air raid siren going on and you saw 2 kids around, you'd be like, kids, go inside, there's an air raid.
Yeah, but also you go inside, there's an air raid.
Yeah, but if every other air raid for the past 3 years was no big deal in the end, you'd start to get complacent.
It's not like the juice bar is in a skyscraper. If it was,
Oh, yeah,
you'd
that'd
have
be
a problem.
risky. They never attack small buildings.
No, they're not interested in juice bar.
You can't reach small buildings.
Wouldn't it be great if Angel Grove developed a 1 or 2 story
Yeah.
like building code because skyscrapers get destroyed by monsters?
They have that in Canberra, but I don't think for that reason.
No, it's probably not to do with the giant monsters.
I don't know for certain.
No.
I mean, Lake Burley Griffin's deep enough that you could probably keep a monster or a Zord in there. There's definitely some bodies.
And then Master Vile shows up, and then
Like, walks into frame.
and then Rita and Rito and Zed and Squat and Babu and everyone is just.
Get some tingers.
They've taken that party to the juice bar.
Take it to the streets.
I mean, where else would you party in Angel Grove?
And like Master Vile says to them, humans, call everyone out for a party.
And then seemingly compels them magically to dance.
I think that's what's
I think
happening.
That's what's happening?
Yeah,
It's unclear for sure, but I think that's what happens.
that does seem to be the correct reading. Either that or those guys just love dancing so much they'll even
They can't
dance.
help
Yeah.
This is a fascinating place to end, isn't it? Because, like, the Power Rangers are kind of fucked.
Yep.
I guess they've got to find the Zeo Crystal. But as they say, like, they can't find... They know it's with the Zords, but Alpha still hasn't found them.
No.
So,
And, like Kevin Bacon, it's on them to end dancing. That's their mission for the end of this 3-part episode.
wait, didn't Kevin Bacon want to start dancing?
Oh, that's right.
John Lithgow hates dancing.
That's right. Sorry, Kevin Bacon.
The old Kevin Bacon switcheroo.
The Baker Roo.
Don't.
Hashtag Baker Roo.
Don't.
No.
Yeah. It's hashtag, guys.
You've done a disservice to my name and to the name of this show.
Hashtag. It's not a hand... it's like a hashtag.
A hand tag?
A hand tag. Hashtag. Hashtag. Buy a mug.
That seems disrespectful.
Hashtag buy a mug. This show is terrible. I'm sorry, guys.
It's pretty bad.
We'll be back next week.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, are we not done?
Gotta fucking rank the episodes, son. Neglecting your duties.
This was terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. I think you're Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky.
for sure.
I'm getting some nods. It's a Rocky.
It's a
For
rock.
sure.
All right. That's a Rocky. We will see you next week for what is hopefully not a Rocky.
But let's be honest. Yeah.
Hey, go in with hope and then get crushed.
This show has destroyed any like.
This show shatters dreams.
At this,
Yeah, look at that.
at this
It all
point-
comes around.
At this point, I'm only holding out hope that we make it to the second half of Turbo, where I know it gets good.
Good luck.
Zio's pretty good.
Is it? Okay. Well, we'll probably get there.
Alien Rangers is strange.
Stranger than this?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about it. Like, I know that they're alien
Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I have a vague sense of why, but not like I've never seen it. And I don't know if they just share the Zords, if they've got their own Zords, or like I don't know anything about it. So that's surprisingly close. But before then, I guess we've got to find the Zeo Crystal. I don't know. It's so unclear.
Who knows?
We'll be back next week, guys.
Bye.